Hey, it's Steve Marshall. It's time for another Test Drive Tuesday. This time around, I'm at C.J. Wilson Mazda in Ventura. Let's find out what's going on. Now, I can speak from personal experience about the Mazdas. I've got a Mazda 3 myself. Great gas mileage. They're really fun to drive. Handles fantastic. We're going to get more details, especially about the Mazda 3. Well, not just any Mazda 3, about C.J. Wilson's Mazda 3. We're going to be taking a look inside there. But first, we're going to talk to General Manager at C.J. Wilson Mazda, Bassam. Let's go check that out. All right, the first thing you're going to notice when you come into C.J. Wilson Mazda is this is not your typical dealership. It's brand new, first off. I'm with General Manager Bassam. Now, I am going to point out, this is the General Manager. I love it. This guy's a rock star. Now, you guys are new to the area. You just took over the Mazda, right?
That's correct. It used to be known as Front End Mazda. We purchased the dealership about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we're just starting to get everything together, adding to the inventory, and just changing the atmosphere altogether here.
Well, what's the philosophy here at C.J. Wilson Mazda? Like, what are you guys trying to accomplish that makes you a little different, which is obvious from your,
Well, one of the things, like you said, we're not your typical car dealership. We want to make the car buying process a fun experience, which is not typical in most dealerships.
Right.
We want people to come in excited to buy their new Mazda and excited about the whole buying process. When they're here, just a relaxed atmosphere, and we want them to enjoy themselves, whether they're just here with themselves, with their wives, or even with their kids. We have a kids room, and we have computers for kids to play on. We have TVs for people to watch. Just a little of everything for everybody.
And then, of course, you've got the great Mazda products.
That's correct.
You're not going to beat the gas mileage on these suckers. They are. I did my research on this, and the Mazdas are one of the few vehicles out there that actually live up to the hype of the gas mileage. That's true. Look that up, and I can attest to it as well. Now, as well as you've also got some carryover as far as personnel and things like that from what it used to be to what it is now, so people that have been customers in the past are still going to get that great service and all of that, right?
That's correct, and we're actually even stepping up our service, and that's one of the things that we really want to stress to all of our customers. We're open earlier, staying open a little bit later for service, so that way they can come in, even if it's on a Saturday they want to come in for service, we're also open on Saturdays for service too.
Right on. Bassam, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Speaking of service, we're going to go back in the service department right now. Let's go. We're in the service department. I've got service manager Ted. Now, Ted, you're a carryover from what was to what is, and what's some of the differences you're seeing, and then as far as an improvement in the service quality or anything you guys are doing here?
Well, we've added technicians, we've added tools, a lot of advertising going on, getting more people through the doors and stuff, so it's so far so good.
Now, I've got a Mazda 3, and I need an oil change, so I can bring it in. You guys will hook me up.
Absolutely.
All right.
No appointment needed, but anytime just come on.
Don't need an appointment. That's good to know.
No.
Fantastic. What time do you open in the mornings?
7 o'clock, 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 1 on Saturdays.
There you go. Thank you. Ted, service manager here at C.J. Wilson Mazda. Now, the fun part. Let's go take a look at the actual C.J. Wilson Mazda. We'll go see what's going on inside that car. Alright, now this is actually pretty cool because we are back here and this is actually C.J. Wilson's car. This is his Mazda. No, I'm not kidding about that. We're going to let Bassam talk about some of the cool things because I mean, I've got a Mazda 3 that looks a lot like this, except it's a different color. So what are some of the features that you guys have got going on in this car?
Well, on the Mazda 3, this is the SGT hatchback. Some of the great features on this car obviously include navigation, blind spot monitoring, which alerts you when someone's in your blind spot. And then a couple other nice features on this car is something called lane departure warning. If you're in a parking spot and you're coming out, it actually tells you there's a car coming right next to you. Same thing if you're backing up. You have a rear view camera, but then it also tells you if someone's driving towards you in the back. So that way it gives you an angle on either side, the right or the left side.
So it's really safe is what you're saying.
Exactly. It's a really safe car, but once again, one of the best features, 40 miles to the gallon.
Absolutely.
That's the key.
And that's, I mean, I drove mine across country, and that is definitely for sure. All right, well, let's take a look. Let's sneak a peek inside and see what we got inside this thing.
551, please. 511.
Okay, I have to admit, this is a little nicer than mine. Which I would totally expect it to be. But still, at the heart of it, you've got a great Mazda 3, which, if you've got the guy that runs the dealership and can definitely afford to buy any car he wants, he's chosen to have himself a Mazda 3. That's pretty cool, and that says a lot about these. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap up another Test Drive Tuesday, this time around from CJ Wilson Mazda. Now, this dealership is so new, they have got a ribbon-cutting ceremony coming up on June the 9th, where CJ Wilson's going to be here, 10 o'clock. They're going to cut the ribbon. They're going to have a lot of things for the family to do, so make sure you make plans. Stop by CJ Wilson Mazda and check it out for yourself. And do yourself a favor and check out the new Mazdas that they've got here on the lot. They've got a great selection, and you can't go wrong with one of those as well. So that's it for Test Drive Tuesday this time around. I'm Steve Marshall. I'll see you next time.